All right, world, we're back. Pod their team. It's going to be myself, Nyy'xai coach, and I got with me Nyy'xai Ben, and we're doing some track 2 work. We do the same stuff I did with Glenn earlier, which is more on the Nyy'xai. Today we'll be doing Nyy'xai Underdog Advocate and Nyy'xai Spirit Forms. All right, you ready to get started?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's do it. First question. They are. What about the Nyy'xai momentum powers make them inclined to be underdog advocates? What worldly situations often prompt this drive to present itself? And then what kind of people are Nyy'xai often drawn to be underdog advocates for?
Oh, cool. Nyy'xai have Ni irrepressible open-mindedness with Xai empathetic respect for the individual, both of which are well suited in helping to champion underdogs of all kinds. Anytime the world finds it easy to overlook or dehumanize others, the Nyy'xai is gifted with great motivation and abilities to keep these fellow humans from being stepped on or falling through the cracks. People that Nyy'xai are drawn to help out often include the misunderstood, the unloved, the disempowered, and the forgotten. Nyy'xai, with their abilities of Ni irrepressible open-mindedness and Xai empathy for the individual, allows Nyy'xai to be very well suited for championing underdogs of all kinds. Whenever an individual is being overlooked by the world, but they have, the Nyy'xai can see that they have, real potential. They can be very helpful in preventing them from being stepped on, and helping them reach their full potential. Nyy'xai are often drawn to help out the overlooked, the misunderstood, the lost, and so forth. I kind of forgot the exact words used, but I sort of
got it pretty much. Next question up is, how do states of confusion people experience relate to the Nyy'xai underdog advocate? What are 3 common forms of confusion people experience, and how can the Nyy'xai underdog advocate help them?
Oh, nice. Nyy'xai can use their need to help out those who are confused or misunderstood, and thus alleviate the corresponding anxiety. A person may be confused about themselves or the world, such as with the mentally ill or mentally challenged, and Nyi cross-contextualizes ways out of these psychological and metaphysical mazes. People from different cultures may be confused about each other, making them hostile, and Nyi builds bridges that foster acceptance and understanding. Nyy'xai also use Nyi to grasp and share new discoveries that may be confusing most people, so that everyone can enjoy the new potential opportunities, not just the elite or the privileged. Oh, Mitchell's here.
Oh, cool.
Hey there, Mitchell.
Hey, Mitchell.
Sorry, I'm running late.
No worries. We need to get super far.
Yeah. Can I just do this one real quick, and then maybe we can catch
yeah.
control?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Just because I happen to be looking at it. Nyy'xai can use their Nyi to help out those who are confused or misunderstood, and thus alleviate the corresponding anxiety. Um, One way in which this happens is when a person is confused about themselves or the world. Nyy'xai can use their powers of cross-contextualization to help them better understand what's going on. They can kind of generate, ideas that can help them on their path. Another example is when people from different cultures are confused about each other or misunderstanding each other. The Nyy'xai can use their Nyi bridge building to help build strong and connections, and thus help bring harmony and eliminate confusion between groups. Another example is the Nyy'xai can also use their need to grasp and share new emerging possibilities that confuse most people, so people can take full advantage of the opportunities that are new and emerging.
Got it. Okay, Mitchell, let me see. I'll repost in the sidebar for you here. We did 2 beats so far. You see them?
Yes.
All right. Take your time, and when you're ready, go ahead.
So, the thing about the Nyy'xai momentum powers that makes them inclined to be underdog advocates are the kind of irrepressible open-mindedness of their Nyi and the empathetic respect for the individual that their Zhai gives them. The worldly situations that prompt this try to present itself are when it is easy for people to be dehumanized or overlooked. And the kind of people that Nyy'xai are often drawn to be underdog advocates are the misunderstood, the unloved, the disempowered, and the forgotten.
Oh, nice. All right. Second one, whenever you go for it.
The states of confusion people experience related to Nyy'xai underdog advocate because Nyy'xai have the ability to use their need to help alleviate confusion and misunderstandings that cause people anxiety. And 3 ways this comes about. One of them is that people can be confused about either themselves or the world, such as with the mentally challenged and the mentally ill, and the Ni of the Nyy'xai can cross-contextualize to help people out of these psychological and metaphysical mazes that this confusion creates. A second way is that people from different cultures can be confused about one another, which can create hostility, and then Nyy'xai can build bridges between the cultures to foster understanding, to prevent that hostility. And then lastly, Nyy'xai can use their Ni to help make new discoveries that may be confusing to a lot of people be more comprehensible, so that the ability to enjoy those new discoveries is not something reserved only for the elite and the few.
Oh, got it. All right, Ben, you lead off this next one, then we'll start switching turns.
All right. Oh yeah.
Nyy'xai empathy relate to the Nyy'xai underdog advocate. What are 3 ways this often manifests?
The Nyy'xai empathy of Nyy'xai feels a strong pull to help those who are shunned, cast aside, or unloved for whatever reason. Often Nyy'xai feel a call to help the sick in their family or in a larger context, as their Zhai notes those who are in a weakened state tend to get lesser treatments. Those needing second chances for past bad behavior may be able to find it through Zhai forgiveness when all other avenues have been shut off. Then also, Nyy'xai use their Zhai to resonate with noble causes and invest in true heroes who are under duress and thus keening to the point of stress lock, giving them the necessary safety, healing, and hope they need to feel better and keep going.
When you are ready.
The Zhai empathy of the Nyy'xai causes them to feel a strong pull to help those who are cast aside and unloved for whatever reason. One of the ways in which this manifests is, for example, the Nyy'xai will often feel a need to help the sick, either in their family or elsewhere. Essentially, those who who are in a weakened state and are receiving lesser treatment as a result. In addition, those who maybe did some wrong in the past, but the Nyy'xai deems has potential to become better or is becoming better. The Nyy'xai forgiveness may be able to give them a second chance, which can be a very powerful blessing that can help them set them on the right path. In addition, Nyy'xai Nyy'xai can invest their Nyy'xai in noble causes and true heroes who are under duress and thus need would be of great benefit to receive the Nyy'xai's blessings and to help them be the best heroes they can be and help the causes that they strongly believe in and feel strongly about move forward.
Indeed. Yeah, when heroes under duress get pushed hard, a lot of times they can start, keening pretty intensely, and it can be misunderstood by people. Nyy'xai are more understanding of that than most.
Yeah.
Mitchell?
All right. The Nyy'xai empathy of Nyy'xai relates to them being underdog advocates because it naturally gives them a strong pull to help those who are shunned or cast aside or unloved for whatever reason. So 3 ways that this often manifests. One of them is that Nyy'xai often feel a call to help those who are sick in their family or in a larger context because their Nyy'xai knows that those who are in a weaker state are not given those who are in a weaker state are given lesser treatment generally. Second way is that those who do need second chances for perhaps past bad behavior might be able to find that through the Nyy'xai of the Nyy'xai when the other avenues are not willing to be, open-hearted enough for that. And then last but not least, the Nyy'xai use their Nyy'xai they can use it to resonate with noble causes and heroes who are under a lot of stress, under duress, and thus they're keening to the point of being in stress lock, and it can give them the necessary hope and healing and safety that they need to keep moving in such an extreme state.
Got it. All right, you can take lead in this next one. How does the Z of the Nyy'xai help in their role as underdog advocates? What are 2 ways this often manifests?
So the Z of the Nyy'xai, which is in service to the momentum, Nyy'xai has a propensity for helping those who are unjustly disempowered so they can get their special needs met or are given access to power they need to take care of themselves. Nyy'xai often use their Z to create and outreach public education tools to give as many people as possible, even those with learning disadvantages, connection to higher learning so they can advance their lot in life through honest effort in school and the workplace, with all kinds of programs providing new platforms of support. And Nyy'xai also use Z for technology and invention to improve the quality of life of the less fortunate. Alright, so the Z of the Nyy'xai helps in their role as underdog advocate, because as something which is in service to their Nyy'xai, has propensity to help those who are unjustly disempowered, so that they can get their special needs met or get access to power they need in order to take care of themselves. Two ways this often manifests. One of those is that their Z can create basically public education tools that they can give as many people as possible, including those with learning disadvantages, a connection to higher learning so they can advance their lot in life through fair application of effort in school or in the workplace, with all kinds of programs that have all kinds of platform stuff support. And then also that Nyy'xai can use their Z to create technology and inventions that increase the quality of life of, I guess, both fortunate and the less fortunate.
Good. Ken?
The Z of the Nyy'xai, in service to their momentum powers of Ni and Zhai, has a propensity for helping out those who are unjustly disempowered and giving them access to helping them meet their special needs and helping them take care of themselves. This can come in the form of public education outreach, in the form of essentially creating and reaching out for different tools and different Z platforms that are available to help out a person in terms of their learning and personal growth. That has practical application often for workplace and for school, but can be helpful for essentially anything. And in addition, they can be great inventors. They can make cool and unique creations with the help, through technology, with help of their Z, to help people.
Oh. All right. Last beat here. But first, how does the Vi of the Nyy'xai help in their role as underdog advocates? What are two ways this often manifests?
Nyy'xai use their fourth-ranked Vi to help remember those who are marginalized and would otherwise be forgotten, often through journaling, collaging, or galleries, thus lifting those who are deserving but have been ignored out of obscurity. The Vi of Nyy'xai often has an interest in keeping unique, unlikely, or unfavored niche cultures from disappearing by preserving their delightfully exotic rituals and artifacts. Another specialized way the Nyy'xai can use their Vi is to create a lasting legacy of honor tradition for new ways that are worthy but have yet to achieve credibility or posterity.
I'll be right back.
Nyy'xai use their fourth ranked power of Vi to help remember those who would I'm gonna look at this again just to.
No worries. Take your time.
Right. Nyy'xai use their fourth rank power of Vi to help remember those who are marginalized and would otherwise be forgotten. This is often through the form of collaging, journaling, and through galleries. One way in which this manifests is the Nyy'xai will use their Vi to remember, all right, I'm gonna look at it one more time.
No worries. Don't need to rush.
It's just like it's hard to like I have the idea, but it's hard to put them into words.
It's the Vi.
That is the challenge.
Yeah.
Vi. Who needs Vi?
Vi.
I guess the Nyy'xai do.
Threat has been detected.
Whoa. You get virus?
Yeah, I get those alerts all the time.
Oh yeah. It's a vast antivirus security alert. I remember I used to have that installed. I have a different one now.
The collaging I do, I have so many images that I look at through Google. So apparently, if you do that, you will.
You visit a bunch of different sites and then it pops up. Yeah. I'm high alert. I don't know. It seems like viruses have been become less of a threat over time.
It does.
It used to be because, and I think the main reason is through operating system updates. It used to be with Windows XP, that's super vulnerable to viruses now.
Our computer used to crash all the time.
Yeah, but if you update to Windows 10, I mean, there's a lot of very basic things that there's that the virus isn't going to be able to do anymore. That makes your computer a lot more secure. Of course, viruses still are a threat. It's just a lot harder for them to get through now. But it's still good to have antivirus software because you never know.
Yeah, it's hard to get the right balance though, because sometimes the antivirus thing is every 5 seconds, everything alert, alert, alert. And after
Yeah,
you're kind of
that's true.
shut up.
Yeah.
probably shouldn't. You're like, what?
Yeah, and the free ones will, I mean, they'll pop up. Most of them will pop up with ads pretty frequently. So that's another thing. Or they'll basically they'll try to sell you their software every so often.
It's the future. Future. Speaking of future, there's a new Star Trek coming out. I hear January next year. Star Trek Discovery.
Cool. Sounds cool.
It's been a while since there's been a Star Trek on. I just saw the movie recently, last weekend. Good.
The Nyy'xai have a propensity to use their fourth-ranked Vi power for the purpose of remembering those who have been misunderstood out of obscurity through collaging, journaling, and galleries. One example of this is through remembering, various niche, like exotic cultures that that are often misunderstood or aren't really been fully appreciated through artifacts and journals and so forth. Another is
You can do it.
remember. Oh yeah, another is creating new traditions, new interesting spiffy traditions, um, that are based on uh, uh, the values and appreciation of the Nyy'xai.
Yeah, for example, Nyy'xai will often invent new ways, and that's okay for us, but we often feel it's an internal thing that we carry with us, and the idea of making traditions for it feels a bit naturally confining to us, but really you do need that. The Nyy'xai kind of bring that to the table.
Yeah.
Mitchell?
Alright, so the Vi of the Nyy'xai helps in their role as underdog advocates because it can help remember those who are marginalized, might be otherwise forgotten, and through journaling, collaging, and galleries, thus lifting those who are deserving but are being ignored out of obscurity. Two ways this manifests is one, the Vi of the Nyy'xai can help to keep, has an interest in keeping unique and unfavored niche cultures from falling into obscurity by preserving their exotic rituals and artifacts and the like. And then another way is that the Nyy'xai can create lasting legacy of a newer tradition, of a newer honor tradition, or by making new traditions for new honor ways that are worthy but don't yet have credibility and posterity in the world.
Boom. Got it. Nicely done. All right, so we finished off that pitch. We're now on to Nyy'xai spirit forms. First, Beat, you'll take lead on Mitchell. You ready?
Right. Sure.
So this should seem a bit familiar. It's very similar to the Nyy'xai portion. It's rather mathematical. The variables will change. So, all right. What are spirit forms? What is the benefit of personifying one's spirit forms? What is the apparatus, and how does this relate to Nyy'xai? What are the personifications for the four conscious powers of the Nyy'xai?
Right. Spirit forms refer to the any and all. Is that supposed to say the there, or just spirit forms refer to any and all inscrutable influences on the psyche?
Yeah.
Okay. Spirit forms refer to any and all inscrutable influences on the psyche, which often present themselves as autonomous entities. Personifying one's spirit forms makes them easier to comprehend and more relatable, and is something that tends to be very intrinsic and compelling to Nyy'xai.
Thank you. I'm correcting as you speak.
Okay. I just make sure I even know the most updated version because I might not.
I took out the defending the, and now I'm fixed that there. The Nyy'xai. Thank you.
Nyy'xai. One psyche, I mean, it's true what it says, but one psyche is massive in its totality, and what one thinks of as their self is only a small part of it, known as the apparatus, which is one's current connection and relationship with their four conscious powers, which for the Nyy'xai are Nyy'xai Zi-Fi. Personifying power use can help enact them better, and Nyy'xai do this through their conscious power spirit forms of Nyi, spirit force creature, Dry hidden growth, gardener.
Gardener? Is that right? Is it not saying that? Say, yeah, gardener, spelled with a guard.
C, righteous intervener, and Vi, high stakes priestess or priest, depending on gender. That's Nyy'xai. Okay. Spirit forms refer to any and all inscrutable influences on the psyche, which often present themselves as autonomous entities. The benefit of personifying one's spirit forms is that it makes them more comprehensible and relatable, which is something that the Nyy'xai tend to find very intrinsic and compelling to their story and way of doing things. The apparatus, well, I guess I should first say that the psyche is massive in its totality, and so the apparatus specifically is what generally is a small part of that, and it's what one generally thinks of as their self, and it represents the connection that one has to one's conscious powers, which for the Nyy'xai is their Nyy'xai, Zi, and Fi. And then personifying power use can really help to enact the pod powers accordingly, and so the personification for the four conscious powers, the Nyy'xai, are the Nyi, spirit forest creature, the Shai, hidden grove gardener, the Z, righteous intervener, and the Vi, high stakes priest or high stakes priestess.
Got it. Ben?
All right.
Brett, I should text.
Really noted.
On guard.
Spirit forms refer to any and all inscrutable influences on the psyche, which often present themselves as autonomous entities. It is beneficial to personify these spirit forms because it makes them easier to understand and more relatable. And Nyy'xai have a high propensity for doing so with their powers of Nyi and Chai and so on. One's conscious psyche is very large, and what one thinks of as themselves is merely a small part of it, and also known as the apparatus, which is essentially one's conscious relationship to their four conscious powers, which for the Nyy'xai are Nyy'xai, Zi, and Vi. There are personifications for each of these powers, and they are the Nyy'xai, spirit forest creature, the Nyi, spirit forest creature, the Shai, hidden grove gardener, the Z, righteous intervener, and the Vi, high stakes priest or priestess.
Got it. All right. We'll now get the elevator. Enlighten the spirit form. She'll take lead the next one, Ben.
All right.
What is the Mazout? What are the rituals associated with the Mazout? What heavily influences one's Mazouts, and how does this relate to Nyy'xai?
The Mazout are the the Mazout are the surface level spirit forms everyone has that act as the go-between interface between the wants and needs of your peak pathway in relation to the wants and needs of the world. Rituals associated with the Mazouts include enactment, separation, intention, and authority. Everyone's Mazouts are unique, but they are always heavily influenced by a person's need to condition their conscious momentum powers to interact with the world, which for the Nyy'xai are Nyi and Xai. The Mazout is the surface level spirit form, or are the surface level spirit forms that act as the go-between interface between the wants and needs of your peak pathway and the wants and needs of the world. The rituals associated with Mazout are enactment, intention, separation, and authority. The Mazout is always going to be heavily. Everyone's Mazout is unique, but it's always going to be heavily influenced by conditioning one's conscious momentum powers to be suited for the world, and in the case of the Nyy'xai, that will be powers of Nyi and Xai.
Mitchell?
All right. Mazouts are the surface level spirit forms that everyone has, which act as a go-between between the needs and wants of the pathway and the needs and wants of the world. The rituals associated with Mazout are enactment, separation, intention, authority, and naturally, just because of the nature of Mazouts, they are going to be heavily influenced by the need to condition one's powers to be suited to interact with the world. And for the Nyy'xai, the main powers that relates to are the Nyi and Xai.
Got it. All right. You'll take lead the next one, Mitchell. Daryu. Is the Daryu? What are the rituals associated with the Daryu? What heavily influences the Daryu, and how does this relate to the Nyy'xai?
I haven't read it. Yeah. The Daryu is the subconscious spirit form everyone has that acts as the repository for the harder parts of life that are too difficult to keep in your conscious purview. Rituals associated with the Daryu include doubt, fear, rage, and resolution. Everyone's Daryu is unique, but it is always heavily influenced by the conscious modulation powers that curb energy, which for the Nyy'xai are Z and Vi. Alright. So the Daryu is the subconscious spirit form that everyone has, which acts as a repository for the harder parts of life that are too difficult to keep directly in one's conscious purview. The rituals associated with Daryu are doubt, fear, rage, and resolution. And the Daryu is always going to be heavily influenced by the conscious modulation powers, which curb energy just because of its nature and what it does. And so for the Nyy'xai, that is going to be their Z and Vi.
Good. Okay.
The Daryu is the subconscious spirit form that everyone has that acts as a repository for the harder parts of life that are too difficult to keep in your conscious purview. The rituals associated with the Daryu are doubt, fear, rage, and resolution. Everyone's Daryu is unique, but they're always going to be heavily influenced by the person's relationship to their conscious modulation powers, which for the Nyy'xai will be Z and Vi.
Good. You'll take lead in the next one. Moving up the ladder. Other.
Cool.
What is the other? What are the rituals associated with the other? And what heavily influences the other? And how does this relate to Nyy'xai?
Oh my god, wait, okay. The book says
Oh,
unconscious momentum powers, which the Nyy'xai are Nyy'xai.
Aye, aye, aye. Thank you.
It's funny because it says Nyy'xai in there, but that's Nyy'xai.
I'll get it. Thank you.
It's cool.
What's wrong?
Oh, it says the unconscious. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Wait,
I
that
was
is
wrong.
right. That is right. Aha.
Yeah.
But see, that's how.
I was confused. I for some reason I was like, oh, is this Mazu? No, it's other.
That's how I trust you, Ben. I was like, oh shit.
Because like I saw Nyy'xai next to 9G. I'm like, this doesn't look.
This doesn't look right because they have been that mistake quite a bit, yeah. But in this case, no, that actually is what inspires them.
Yep. Yep, that makes sense. All right. Oh yeah, I haven't read it off yet. Okay, so the other is the unconscious spirit form everyone has that acts as the personified muse of a person's unconscious genius, that which complements and completes you. Rituals associated with the other include longing, challenge, passion, and union. Everyone's other is unique, but it is always heavily influenced by the highly inspiring unconscious momentum powers, which for the Nyy'xai are Nai and Ji. The other spirit form is an unconscious spirit form that everyone has that acts as as an unconscious muse. I'm gonna look at.
Take your time.
I think I said like unconscious like 4 times there. Anyway.
The first sounds a little bit interesting.
The other is the unconscious spirit form that acts as a personified muse of a person's unconscious genius, that which complements and completes you. The rituals associated with the other spirit form are longing, passion, challenge, and union. Everyone's other is going to be unique, but it will be heavily influenced by your personal relationship with your momentum, unconscious powers, and for Nyy'xai, those will be Nai and Shi.
Mitchell?
Alright, the other is the unconscious spirit form that everyone has that acts as the personified muse of a person's unconscious genius, that which complements and completes a person. The rituals associated with the other are longing, passion, challenge, and union. And the other is always going to be, by its very nature, heavily influenced by the highly inspiring unconscious momentum powers that are associated with the unconscious genius, which for the Nyy'xai are going to be Nai and Shi.
Got it. All right, Mitchell will take lead in the next one. Moving on up at the top of the ladder here. What is the Fumasta? What are the rituals associated with the Fumasta? What heavily influences the Fumasta, and how does this relate to Nyy'xai? Are you reading it out? I can't quite hear you.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. I'll go ahead and do that. The Fumasta is the deep unconscious spirit form everyone has that represents their ever-evolving master form. Rituals associated with Fumasta include greatness, purification, responsibility, and enlightenment. Everyone's Fumasta is unique, but it always involves an integration of a person's full 8-power storyline, including even the farthest powers, the unconscious modulation powers, which the Nyy'xai are Zai and B. Alright, so the Fumasta is the deep unconscious spirit form that everyone has, which represents their ever-evolving master form. The rituals associated with the Fumasta are greatness, purification, responsibility, and anointment. And Fumasta is always going to be heavily influenced by, well, really all 8 powers of the person's storyline, because it integrates all 8 powers. And so this includes even farthest ones, which don't have much influence on the other spirit forms that have thus far been mentioned, and those are the unconscious modulation powers. And so that's going to be Zai and B for the Nyy'xai.
Correct. Okay.
Okay. The Fumasta is the deep unconscious spirit form that represents a person's ever-evolving master form. The rituals associated with the Fumasta include greatness, purification, responsibility, and anointment. The Fumasta represents mastery of a person's complete 8-power storyline, including a person's farthest two powers, their unconscious modulation powers, which for the Nyy'xai will be Psi and Ki.
Got it. All right, we are closing in. Last beat. And complete this one. Can personification contain all that spirit forms are? What are mergings? What are 5 major forms of merging? And how do mergings relate to Nyy'xai?
Oh, is this one me, or is it?
I believe you're going first, right?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, no, is it?
You went. I think you went last on the one previous. So that means you.
Oh,
take
yeah, that's true. That makes total sense. Okay, cool. There are spirit-forming relationships and experiences beyond that which can be understood in personified form. These are called mergings because you can only understand them by merging as one with them. Nothing else is adequate. The mergings include Shiny Baby, You Are Nature's Love, Tribe Humanity, Humans Are All One, Gaia, All Energy and Life on Earth is One, Cosmos, We're All Part of One Universe, Infinite Mystery, There's Always Something Beyond, including beyond this universe, but it will always follow the laws of nature. Nyy'xai have an affinity for seeing nature as one, often enjoying imaginative stories where they have exotic, magical, alien, and animal dear friends that teach them lessons about how to be, which can be carried over into everyday life. Just a slight correction. It says in infinity mystery as opposed to infinite mystery.
Thank you.
Yep.
Infinity is a mystery, but that's not what we're talking about here. Well, kind of is, but not exclusively.
It has been updated.
Awesome. It's just part of the production line. Like once you never, like in every book, there's always errors that need to be
Yeah.
updated, but like released, like they get fixed over time. So it's kind of
Make it more pro.
yeah. Just change flow, you know. I mean, like you go from the big
right.
stuff to little like details.
Exactly.
There are spirit-forming relationships and experiences that can only be understood in personified form. These are called mergings because you need to merge with them to really understand them, and nothing else is adequate. Uh, the rituals. The five major forms of mergings are uh, Shiny Baby, You Are Nature's Love, Tribe of Humanity, All Humans Are One, Gaia, Everything and All Life on Earth is One, Cosmos, We Are All One Universe, and Infinite Mystery, um, where there's always something beyond even this current universe that we do not understand, but it will always follow the laws of nature. Nyy'xai have an affinity for understanding the whole universe and everything as being one, and have a strong affinity for teaching stories that often involve animals and aliens that that talk to each other and give lessons that can be related back to everyday life.
Good. Mitchell, take us home. You got this.
Okay. So there are spirit-forming relationships and experiences beyond that which can be understood in any personified form, and those are called mergings. And they're called mergings because, as per the name, you can only understand these spirit forms by merging as one with them. These mergings include Shiny Baby, You Are Nature's Love, Tribe of Humanity, Humans Are All One, Gaia, all energy and life on Earth is one, Cosmos, we are all part of one universe, and then Infinite Mystery, there's always something beyond, including beyond this universe, but it will always follow the laws of nature. Merging like Nyy'xai because Nyy'xai have an affinity for seeing nature as one kind of holistic thing, and often enjoy imaginative stories that involve exotic, magical, alien, or animal dear friends that can teach them all kinds of far-out lessons about how to be, which can be carried over into everyday life.
Boom. Done. Nice. You guys got it. All right.
Awesome.
I was feeling a little fried, but actually I think I got my second wind. Hanging with you guys has been a lot of fun. We got about 20 minutes left here. If you want to look at any kind of voicings that may be interesting. We had the music we normally do, but I was looking to also branch out to comedy and speeches and monologues, things of that nature. Ben and I were looking at a little deaf comedy jam or deaf poetry jam. Are you familiar with that, Mitchell?
Depth poetry?
DEF, deaf poetry.
Oh, deaf poetry. No, I'm not familiar.
It's one of the more popular ones. It's got a lot of rappers and comedians and other people who do it, so it's a bit more hip than, say, classical poetry. Hey, Shelley.
It sounds kind of confusing to me.
Okay.
Deaf poetry?
Yeah, I'll put one on for you.
Sure.
Artist Common. Also an actor.
Does it have anything to do with deaf people?
No. I believe there's the music artist and actor Mos Deaf, Most Deaf, and he got that nickname because he's actually deaf, I believe, in one ear.
Oh, deaf, DEF. Okay.
Yes.
I thought there was an A in there. That's what confused me. All right, I don't find it confusing then.
All right, so here's one that got a lot of views. Do you have the YouTube app up?
Yes, I've got it open. Deaf poetry, common letter to the law. So it's like a television show. Okay, I see.
It
What more can I
supports
say
poetry.
about this brother without further ado? Shenanigans from me, Deaf Poetry, New York City. Give it up for my man, Common.
They have a lot of full-time poets on here, but it's fun to also see comedians and rap artists take their shot at poetry as well.
Cool. Has this guy been read?
Common,
Oh yeah. Has he been read?
well-known rap artist and actor.
Oh, but has he been read?
Talk like we wanna go and come.
What's that?
Oh, I was asking if he's been read.
Yes, he's an IG.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that.
And by the way, in the new Suicide Squad, it is rumored that he is the main villain. Although currently in IMDb, he's just tagged as the Tattooed Man. But a lot of people believe he's the main villain. So that's one example, and they also have sort of more unique ones, things like that. Do you have any spoken words you guys like or scenes from movies? Because music is cool too, but it's also, especially like for Nyy'xai, the power of speech. It's cool to see all the different ways you can use your monologuing abilities. Oh, Charlene, Ben was wondering if that formula you were doing in the Excel, if we could do that in the next few days, because it'll help them actually know what to write when they're saving the images.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too.
And it helps with it makes it faster because you can copy and paste directly from there. So You basically using copy and paste, you can directly get the file name and as you're saving it.
So she said yeah. So in the next few days, but she's real busy with work and also getting a certificate program she's training on. So she'll
Sure.
try to slip it in, but she's.
I mean, yeah, I can actually do it pretty quickly. So if I have a document to
do it on? Okay.
then
I can show you tonight in the next couple days to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That'd be great, Shelley. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Add Excel skills.
Excel's a really good program to have skills with.
Did you guys have anything you wanted to share?
Is Charlie? His name is Charlie Chapman. Is he still Nyy'xai, or was he changed something, or?
No, he's still down as Nyy'xai, I believe.
Oh, cool. There's that speech he did in like that one movie.
Yeah. The Dictator?
Yeah, the Dictator. Yeah, really good speech.
That is one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
You familiar with that, Mitchell?
Maybe vaguely familiar with it.
It was very revolutionary, very bold to be so political in an artistic medium at that time. And Jailene and I were actually watching Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown, CNN special on Budapest, and one of the famous cinematographers that came from there was talking about how he was moved when he saw this because it made fun of the powers that be, it satirized them, and in his country that was not something you were allowed to do at all, so it gave them a lot of courage. So anyway, here you go.
You gotta have the best version. Oh,
Is it playing?
the best version doesn't seem to be playing.
Right? How good is it?
It's too good.
Too good.
Alright, well, let's sell with the not best version. I'm not sure if this one's playing either.
Come on now. Don't be like that.
Maybe we can just like
You can
work
still
with
watch it outside.
yeah, just like use our own video players like on our own ends. I guess
We don't-
maybe just play at the same time so we're in sync, but we don't necessarily have it up in the same player.
Gotcha. Also, we can stop broadcasting now. So I'm